check, check. Can you hear me now?
Hello everyone and welcome to the Total Space livestream of the Indian Space Research Organisation launch this evening. We get to watch their latest Earth observation satellite make it to orbit, hopefully, with fingers crossed. I have a face for radio, so I'm not on camera tonight, but we do have the beautiful AstroRoadie to keep you guys company.
Hello, everyone.
Audio's fixed, thank you.
Okay, that's not doing what it's supposed to. All right, I'll have to suss that out later. All right, yeah, we get to watch India launch another rocket into space with one of their beautiful GSLV F-10s. And it's just going to be fun.
We do have ISRO live in around about 8 minutes. Until then, we are taking questions, folks. Feel free to leave any questions in the chat here on YouTube. If you're watching this chat afterwards, feel free to comment along about our no audio issues in the comments section.
Welcome everybody in chat. I see we got Miko joining us over there. Hi Miko, and we've got Orbital. Oh, I'm gonna butcher that. I'm just gonna not. But welcome Orbital.
Welcome Orbital. We see this is the first stream I've been here for you being here, so welcome to Total Space. Wow, I mean, Germany in itself is very late there, just like Miko is in Finland, so kudos to you guys for staying awake. We've got Moto coming in from northeastern coastline US, so welcome to the live stream.
Nice. I'm coming at you from the Midwest in the United States, so not too far, a little bit out of a stone's throw from Moto, but just a little bit farther than that. We're just waiting. We got a little under 7 minutes for ISRO to push their stream live. So we're just gonna kind of chill and relax. We'd love to see some questions or comments or whatever you want to talk about as far as rockets go and space stuff.
It's interesting to think just how much India are doing on such a small budget. Like, if you compare it to even the development cost of the SLS program as an example, it's marginally greater to develop the SLS than it is the entire Indian Space Research Organisation program. And that to me is just astounding. What they're doing on a shoestring of a budget is amazing.
And add to that what they've been going through the last year and a half with pandemic and everything, and they've kept their space program going. Like that's just phenomenal that they're able to continue that with everything they've got going on. I'm not quite sure how things are currently over there, but I know for a little while, not too far in the distant past, it was pretty scary over there. So I hope things are clearing up for them, and hopefully we get to see lots more of these launches coming up from India in the future.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I genuinely feel bad for in India taking the brunt of COVID the way they have. It's an incredible loss of life we've seen over there, and this pandemic is just proving that everybody's a victim, and India are definitely brunting the force in this fight against COVID. So my heart goes out to India and the Indian people, really.
Absolutely, mine as well. I do have a couple of people I know over there that I have not heard from, well, since long before the pandemic, but constantly thinking, how do I get a hold of them? there's always those people in our lives that you just lose track of. And I know there's a couple people I know over there in India, and I hope them and their families are doing okay.
I see Moto comments saying SpaceX is setting a new standard for fast track construction. I think it's incredible to think that little over 2 years ago it was just a dirt hill in Texas. And I agree with your statement. I think they're setting a new precedent, and it really makes you think about how much is actually being slowed down by bureaucracy and red tape. This highlights the need for a change in the way that the entire industry works. Really, SpaceX are setting such a gold standard that it's hard to ignore them, and to see that becoming multiplanetary is an important thing. Like I've said many times here on Total Space, I am going to die on Mars. And to know that it's literally red tape holding SpaceX back from doing orbital tests is frustrating.
Yeah, yeah. If you haven't seen the third part of Everyday Astronauts walk around on the base on Starbase with Elon, definitely go check that out. Part 3 was a little short, but still so amazing. Elon walks on site and just gets bombarded. Here's where we are since the last time we talked, which it could have been a couple hours for all we know, and just gets bombarded with information. We figured this out. This is what we're going to try. Da, 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 da. I'm just going, this is amazing. And unfortunately, we are probably a minimum of 30 days from launch, just because of red tape. The FAA cannot issue a license to SpaceX until they finish their environmental review, and then that has to have 30 days of public input before they can finalize it. So until that's finished, we're at least 30 days away from a launch license.
I think
so.
Moto raises a very valid point about how the next phase is going to be more exciting, and I think SpaceX have been working for at least 2 years closely with NASA for orbital refueling, and I think orbital operations and orbital testing of the Starship system it's going to be absolutely just the sheer thought of two starships docking together in orbit for a refueling. It's just mind-boggling. Like, NASA have conducted on-orbit refueling operations, but not to the extent that we're going to see Starship.
Yeah, most of what they've conducted is either refueling for the ISS, or it's been testing purposes. So just enough to demonstrate that a method will or will not work. We got Miko chiming in on chat. Even in a week, SpaceX does things that take months and years for some, and that's very true. So it's just amazing, and the best part is we get to watch it all happen. Looks like ISRO will go live any second, so I'm just going to chatter until they go live, and then we'll adjust from there. But yeah, we've got I've lost count of how many people are down there with cameras taking pictures to share with us, and video cameras and live streams, and it's just amazing, simply amazing how much we get to watch the whole process happen. The good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent. It's amazing how many of us tune in to watch road construction. Literally, sometimes that's all that's going on that we can see, and they're paving a road, and there are thousands of us and they're watching, and it's just amazing. We're watching road construction with a rocket in the background and just eating it up. I love it.
We're watching the future happen now, really. When anyone tunes into view Starbase, regardless of your choice of stream, what you're watching is the future unfold in real time. We're seeing. Oh, ISRO just went live, folks. Pa. So if you're just joining us here on Total Space, we're here to watch the Indian Space Research Organisation launch its next generation Earth observation satellite. Usually these launches are short and sweet. Feel free to stick around here at Total Space. We tend to do a lot of live streaming, a lot of good content. If you're not subscribed already, remember to hit the subscribe button.
Money, from everything from early access to our videos. You can sit alongside watch us do our work as we're putting together our episodes for our various shows. Chat with us in the Discord. You can also join us and throw your questions in when we're doing interviews. Just a lot of great things. We have some very interesting people who are fairly active on the Discord. So we've a lot of great conversations going on there, and a few other things. And if there's something that we can offer to add to the Patreon, we are always open to suggestions. Oh, that rocket is just beautiful. I love how they're integrated. Looks like I see it and I just think of some of the Hindu gods, you know, the image with like the Ganesh with like multiple arms or whatnot sitting in the background. It looks just amazing. I love the look of that integration tower.
To answer your question, Moto, we have the Vicus. If I'm pronouncing it right, I'm probably not. I enjoy butchering things that I can't pronounce. I can put a link in the chat for you if you'd like to learn more about the engine that they use. Let's just see if that music stops yet. There we go. We've got audio back. I apologise for muting the audio. We're trying not to get content strikes on YouTube.
I'm looking at an article right now, and I don't see his article. This particular one was talking much about this particular rocket. Oh, there it is. The first stage will burn for about 100 seconds. That's a solid fuel on the core stage. 4 strap-on boosters, which are liquid propellant. Hydroxyl.
Unfortunately, Orbital, we don't have too much information on the satellite itself. ISRO do have a page for press and members of the public to visit, and we can get as much information as we can get. I will post that link in the chat, but there's not very much on the satellite, I'm afraid.
Core stage also uses hydroxyl terminated polybutadiene, HTPB, which can produce 4,700 kilonewtons of thrust. The strap-ons use unsymmetrical dimethylhydrazine and dinitrogen tetroxide. Stage 2 is the same as the strap-ons. It'll burn for about 150 seconds and produce 80 kilonewtons of thrust.
So welcome if you've just joined us, guys. We're around about 30 minutes, just under, from the launch. We are here to answer your questions. If you have any, feel free to leave them in the chat.
Civilian Space asks if India has a crew-rated rocket. They are in the process, and the astronauts, they title them verminauts, which I would have to look up the spelling of that and put that in chat for you. But they are working on it. They have tested their flight capsule. We talked a little bit about it in our Humans in Space. I think it was episode 4, I believe. We talk a little bit about the capsule. There's not a ton of information out there, and it's a little bit tricky to read, especially the official stuff. But there is some information out there. They do have a capsule they've tested. I believe they've certified a rocket to launch it, and they're just waiting for some things to finalize. We should be seeing them launch that soon.
They also have a station planned as well. So they will definitely be sending humans to space at some point. I would imagine that the timeline has shifted because of the pandemic. But yeah, they do plan a station. Did you get it?
Being telecast on DD National from the Mission Control Center.
Hey Stinger, welcome.
Space Center, Shar, Sriharikota,
and you are welcome. We are happy to bring you as many streams as we can. It's a little, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. It's a little tricky for us because our team is a little scattered around the globe, and almost all of us are in bed at about this time. And my day starts pretty early here in the United States, and my bedtime is in about 12 minutes. So I'm staying up late to bring this to you, which I am absolutely happy and thrilled to do.
My bedtime was about 2 hours ago.
Yeah. I know Miko is up a little bit late as well. He's a member of our creative team. And we are glad that he was able to join us in chat.
At 5:43 hours Indian Standard Time from the second launch pad of Sriharikota.
I just realised there's a typo in my scrolling text. It's going to vanish from the screen to save me the embarrassment some more.
Whoops.
This is what happens when it gets late.
Hi Stinger, how are you today? Glad you could join us in the chat.
My boy Stinger showing up like a true soldier for Total Space. Appreciated, Sammy. I know you are a very busy guy and your time is in demand, so I appreciate you stopping by Total Space tonight.
They flashed an interesting little infographic up there. I want to see if I can find a link for you, Aaron.
If you can find the infographic, I can get it full screen for the folks watching here at Total Space tonight.
I am searching for that very thing for you.
प्रमोशन की उल्टी गिनती T-26 घंटा पहले प्रारंभ कर दी गई है। इस उल्टी गिनती के दौरान कई गतिविधियां पूरी हो चुकी हैं। इसमें है यान को
I think so, Stinger. I think we're very underrated.
स्वास्थ्य जानकारी लेना। तरल चरणों पे नोदक के भराव की स्थिति
That being said, there is some big changes coming to Total Space over the next couple of weeks, and we should see some improvement for you guys, the viewers. We are streamlining the process behind the scenes and organising ourselves a little bit better.
आंकड़ों का सूक्ष्मता से आकलन करते हुए हम अभी उत्थापन से करीब 22 मिनट 51 सेकंड की दूरी पर सारी गतिविधियां सुचारू रूप से जारी हैं।
So the GSLV stands for Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle.
गतिविधियों के दौरान और उससे पहले भी श्रीहरिकोटा में
And then
Not finding
कोरोना से बचाव के
the
लिए
infographic
निर्देशों का पालन
the
specifically.
EOS-03 in the acronym is Earth Observation Satellite, and this is the third one in this series of Earth Observation Satellites.
सुदूर स्थल पर बैठे हुए ही महत्वपूर्ण आंकड़े प्राप्त किए जा सकते हैं तथा उनका आदान प्रदान किया जा सकता है।
Man, I've had too much coffee. I can feel my heart pounding out my chest.
As we wait for the launch,
Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum.
let me briefly explain the flight sequence that would be followed for this mission,
If they have that infographic on their site, it is
which will ignite at
buried somewhere. So
seconds.
we'll have to hunt around for that and try and have that ready for next time.
First stage will be ignited at T0.
I mean, we could just do the whole butcher it thing. You could just scan back on your device and then take a screenshot and send it over. I could do it that way.
Then ignite. While the first stage is still with the rocket.
We
This
can
is
try that.
termed in rocketry as hot separation.
And I take it by the username mode, so that those dirt bike tracks are ideal for you.
Flight when the rocket would have crossed much of the dense atmosphere. After 2.5 minutes of operation, the second stage burnout and separation takes place. The third stage of GSLV, the cryogenic upper stage, ignites at 4 minutes 56 seconds flight elapsed time and operates for another 14 minutes until the orbital parameters for the spacecraft injection are achieved. The separation of the satellite, EOS-03 is scheduled.
Well, it's not letting me scan very well.
Into intended orbit. Through orbital maneuvers of the satellite, it will be placed in the designated orbital slot.
This was supposed to be last year's Stinger, but due to the pandemic and India's inability to keep it under control, it was delayed.
This is the 79th launch vehicle mission from the Satish Dhawan Space Center.
Yeah, it's not gonna let me scan for it, unfortunately.
GSLV
Sorry, guys.
so far. The GSLV F-10 EOS-03 mission is the 8th one, flying the indigenously developed cryogenic upper stage. This is the 29th time the versatile second launch pad will be hosting a launch.
Yeah, we got a lot of dirt bike tracks out here in the west as well. There's
This marks
a lot of open space, and people out here just love their dirt vehicles, motorcycles and ATVs, four-wheelers and things. And then in the wintertime when there's snow on the ground, everyone's out on the snowmobiles and things.
This is EOS-03 Stinger. As alluded to in the title,
मैं आपके सामने रखूंगा। यह GSLV जियोस्टेशनरी लॉन्च व्हीकल का 14वां मिशन है। सतीश
there is a link going in the chat. It will already be there by the time you hear me say it. That's the link for today's payload.
8वां प्रमोशन मिशन है ये। इस यान में पहली बार 4 मीटर के ओजो आकार के ऊष्मा कवच का प्रयोग किया जा रहा है, जिससे बड़े उपग्रहों को समायोजित करने के लिए जगह प्राप्त होगी। अत्याधुनिक तथा कुशल भूप्रेक्षण उपग्रह EOS-3 को निर्दिष्ट कक्षा में अंतक्षेपित किया जा रहा है।
So as always, guys, we are constantly on the lookout for guests here at Total Space. If you do want to be our guest, there is a specific section on the website, and that will send an email to one of the team. We'll pick that up and respond as soon as we can. If you've got an interesting space story, you own a space company, or you just want to nerd out with us, feel free to use that contact form and one of the team will be in touch.
जिसमें कि ऑनबोर्ड कंप्यूटर के द्वारा सभी
We definitely do our fair share of nerding out, don't we?
Oh yes.
गतिविधियों का कमांड दे देता है। इसके लिए सभी तंत्रों की तैयारियां जांच की जा रही है।
So we're a little under 20 minutes away from launch time, guys.
सीक्वेंस को
Thanks for joining us today. We will stream the entire event. How much of that is going to be using onboard cameras is dependent on ISRO. In the past, they have been fairly infamous for having no onboard cameras, hence you can see the nice long shots they've got.
Department of Space.
They will go to an infographic and probably digital assets showing the telemetry. We'll keep that on screen along with a beautiful AstroRoadie to keep you guys company to wait for a successful deployment.
We are 17 minutes away from the launch.
This is Life Moto. It is currently very quickly approaching 1 AM in the UK. I, for some reason, forgot that the UK works on completely weird time zones and assumed this was an hour ago. But here we are, fueled up on coffee, heart beating at my chest to bring you guys this launch. Not many people are streaming the ISRO launch, it seems. Not as popular as SpaceX for a fairly good reason. But we like launches here at Total Space. We're not just SpaceX fanboys, we are Team Space.
Yes, we love all rockets. They're all cool. Some are a little cooler than others. Some are a little shinier than others.
Some are a little more orange than others. They all go brah.
Yeah, we love them all.
Stinger's saying he loves the retweet of the cat nerd you posted, Joey.
Ah, yeah.
The best place to find the team and interact with us is Twitter. AstroRoadie will have his handle on screen now.
Launch NPD.
And
Like this.
as always, I'm AnotherSpaceNut, and I'm pretty sure that if you're here at Total Space, you know who I am.
Authorizing the launch. We've also seen vehicle director announcing the start of automatic launch sequence. It is about 15 minutes away from the launch. From here on, the further activities leading to the launch will be in the autonomous mode by the automatic launch sequence. The major checkout parameters of the launch vehicle and satellite will be taken care of by the onboard computer.
Request DGSS to confirm supply of GI to cryo linkages.
यान निदेशक अंतरिक्ष यान निदेशक रेंज ऑपरेशन डायरेक्टर
Yes, confirm.
CTC
Bypass
नेटवर्क
supply to cryo linkages.
निदेशक ने अपना तंत्रों की जानकारी मिशन डायरेक्टर को दे दी है। उसके बाद मिशन डायरेक्टर ने इसे अनुमोदित कर दिया है और यान निदेशक ने ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस सक्षम कर दिया है। अब हम 14 मिनट 15 सेकंड की दूरी पर प्रमोशन से
You know, I just really am terrible at being able to pick out what they're saying.
The saying is,
I'm a typical American when it comes to listening to somebody with a foreign accent. I'm terrible at it. I'm terrible.
so we're just over 13 minutes away from launch. As she just announced there, the vehicle is in autonomous mode at this point. If there is an issue and the rocket isn't going to launch, that's determined by the onboard computers. If the rocket itself feels that it's not going to make it to orbit, it may abort, and ISRO will let us know the backup date. They don't currently have a backup date posted, but generally it would be within the next few days. We will, of course, try and restream it if that happens, but I'm very doubtful that this will scrub.
Of GSLV F10 to acquaint the viewers with the rocket construction.
Ooh, we've got something nice here, look.
Hit it with a hammer.
Strap-ons, or the L40s as they are called, are prepared in subsystem integration facilities. They are thoroughly tested and brought to the vehicle assembly building for the integration to the main motors. You can see on your TV screens, the 19-meter tall strap-on L40 motor in stages are being brought and integrated.
अभी आप देख रहे हैं GS2 जो कि तरल नोदक पर आधारित चरण है, इसे पूर्ण परीक्षित कर असेंबली बिल्डिंग लाया जा रहा है। अब इसे क्रेन की मदद से प्रथम चरण के साथ समायोजित कर दिया जाएगा। यह कार्य बहुत ही दक्षता के साथ किया जाता है। अब आप अपनी स्क्रीन पर देख रहे हैं तीसरा चरण जो कि क्रायोजेनिक चरण है, इसे भी असेंबली बिल्डिंग पर लाकर रॉकेट के साथ समायोजित कर दिया गया। इसके ऊपर अंतिम में हमारा उपग्रह EOS-03 इसे सुरक्षित कर दिया गया है ऊष्मा कवच के अंदर।
I love shots like that. It really puts it into perspective just how big these things are.
रॉकेट के साथ समायोजित किया जाएगा।
You were watching the various activities related to the integration of GSLV F10 rocket, the heat shield assembly and integration of EOS-03 satellite, and the rocket being transported from vehicle assembly bay to the launch pad by hydraulic traction. The GSLV F10 rocket is standing majestically on the launch pad.
We're about 10 minutes away, my silent blue, a little bit under, about 9.5-ish minutes until launch time.
आगे की गतिविधियां यहाँ पर जारी की जाती हैं। इसमें है
Really glad to see you in the chat, Racer X. It's been a long time, my friend, and I hope we can catch up sometime soon.
संचार तंत्रों की जांच की जाती है। उसके बाद
Anton, my friend,
आगे अनुमोदन दे
usually over on the Angry Astronaut streams. I'm the guy that runs those streams. It's great to see you over here at Total Space, my friend.
Ma'am, since you were associated with ISRO, could you please tell
Got-
the viewers
Getting
what
quite a little
place for the launch
group of people joining us watching. Thank you everybody for coming along for the ride.
Tracking and command network is tracking
It's certainly fun to watch these things, but it's always a little bit more fun when we've got someone sitting with us watching.
and has supported 85
Yeah, for sure, Anton. I'm usually the guy that would respond as Angry Astronaut, and I run the show, do all the magical button pressing that Angry can't do. It's really good to see you over here. I I feel like I know you so well, how much time we've spent just chatting along together over on Angry Streams. Racer X is a good friend of Total Space, introduced by Mike.
in Andaman, Brunei, Bayak in Indonesia, and Mauritius. The ground
There's
stations operate in
god awful shame what happened to Mike, really.
band and X-band and are fully automated. They can be remotely controlled from Bangalore.
Yeah, some of the other content creators out there are not for everybody.
Polar satellite launch vehicle.
So I totally relate to what you're saying. There are some that I love and some that they're not for me.
Launch phase and beyond.
I mean, I think Angry Astronaut, quite often people treat him like Marmite. Some people really, really like him, others not so much. Me personally, I work very closely with him. I think he's a really good guy. When you get to know him behind the persona of the Angry Astronaut, the person that runs the Angry Astronaut, he's a genuine and sympathetic man. I agree, Racer. Much love to Mike. He was genuinely one of the best people I've ever met in my life, and it's a real shame what happened to him.
We are 7 minutes from the launch, and you are watching this telecast live from the Mission Control Center at Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sharjah, Sriharikota.
7 minutes.
I agree, Anton. It's exciting to think how close we are to a new moon landing. Like, it's been so long, and the Apollo program inspired so many young people. And being educators, you know, we pride ourselves at Total Space as being an educational, impartial brand. And that education for the next generation is important. You know, a lot of people say, well, children are only 20% of the future. 20% of the population, but they are 100% of the future. And to know that the Artemis program is going to inspire thousands, if not hundreds of thousands more people, is just an amazing thought.
Yeah. And speaking of Mike, we do a coffee club show that we've had kind of on pause since his passing. That we will be reviving a little bit. I don't know. Are we ready to make any announcements about that yet, Aaron? Or are we still?
We are.
That?
The coffee club was exclusive to Odyssey. We set the show up as a way for Mike to interact with you guys. After his passing, it shook a few members of the team. We've been a little bit slow, but we have recently been speaking with Mike's partner Jammer, and we will be re-releasing the coffee club in its new format on Saturday. And as opposed to originally, you could only find that on Odyssey. You'll also now be able to enjoy a nice cup of coffee and chat along here on YouTube too.
And it's really just been that in the past. We sit around and drink coffee and talk about what's been going on, mostly in the space sector for the last week or so, and have a little bit of banter and a little bit of fun, and they've been great so far. So hopefully we will see some of you come and check that out when we fire that up again.
I just noticed that you tried doing the Discord command, Racer. You were in the Discord, but you're not anymore. Let's fix that.
We are 3 minutes 46 seconds from the launch. Let us now take a look at the launch vehicle details. The first stage, also called the GS-1, comprises of hydroxyl-terminated polybutadiene or HTPB-based solid motor S139, standing 20.2 meters tall, 2.8 meters in diameter, The motor has a propellant mass of 138.1 ton and liftoff mass of 160.8 ton. Along with it, there are 4 liquid strap-ons called L40s of height 19.7 meters, diameter 2.1 meter. These operate on UH-25 and N2O4 hyperbolic bipropellant. These 4 strap-ons have a cumulative liftoff mass of 190.9 tons and a propellant mass of 170.7 tons. The workhorse Vikas engine powers this stage. The second stage is called GS2 or the GL40HC of height 11.9 meters, diameter 2.8
Anton, if you want to send us a link or the specific name of that company, we would love to get in touch with them and try and get them on the show.
Liftoff mass of 47.3 tons and propellant mass 42.2 tons.
Wrong one.
The upper stage is called the GS3 or CUS-15 that uses cryogenic propellant combination of liquid hydrogen as fuel, while the oxidizer is liquid oxygen itself. It has a height of 9.9 meters, diameter of 2.8 meters, liftoff mass 17 tons and propellant mass 14.4 tons. The satellite sits atop ensconced in a 4-meter payload
4
cache,
minutes?
which is a composite structure of 8.6 meters height. ISRO has adopted Ogive as the new shape.
I think they say 4 minutes, but the countdown they put on screen was less than 2 minutes.
Spacecrafts of larger size. We are about 1.5 minutes away from the launch.
About EOS-03 satellite. EOS-03 is an Earth observation satellite. The major objectives of EOS-03
We are going to switch the ISRO feed to full screen shortly as well, guys.
Minute and a half to launch.
Short-term events to obtain spectral signatures for agriculture, forestry, water bodies, as well as for disaster warning, cyclone monitoring, cloud burst or thunderstorm monitoring, etc.
-50 seconds.
Now we will wait for the major
-40
event.
seconds. -40 seconds.
In the flight sequence, the
-30
strap-ons
seconds.
ignite 4.8 seconds before T0 or the liftoff time.
-30
I
seconds.
urge the viewers to watch out for this during the launch.
Real-time programs activated. -25 seconds.
40 seconds.
Minus 25 seconds, and we give a hold to our
-20
speech,
seconds.
and let's hear to the launch countdown from the Mission Control Center.
-15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Plus 5 seconds. Lift off normal.
Majestic liftoff and a very good launch of the GSLV F10. The Range Operations Director has announced it.
सफलतापूर्ण उत्थापन GSLV F10 का अपने प्रमोशन मंच से तंत्र सामान्य काम करते हुए, और रेंज ऑपरेशन डायरेक्टर ने अभी अभी घोषणा की सामान्य निष्पादन प्रथम चरण का। इसकी गर्जना हम यहाँ बैठकर सुन सकते हैं, यह बहुत ही रोमांचक होता है। GSLV F10 अपने निर्दिष्ट पथ की ओर।
The steering program of the launch vehicle is designed to enable vertical liftoff until clearing the umbilical tower, which takes about 7 seconds. Then the roll maneuver is implemented to orient the launch vehicle axis along the intended launch azimuth. About 30 seconds into the flight, the gravity turn is initiated. Nominal thrust is 4,815 kilonewtons. The pitch, yaw and roll control is through gimbal of L40 engine.
GSLV F10 is traveling eastward after liftoff from Shar coast. The two TTC stations at Shar will provide
I love hearing that engine roar.
Mission Control Center from liftoff minus 30
Me
seconds,
too.
I just
500 seconds
just
after
love that
liftoff,
engine roar.
when geometrical laws of signal
And Tom, the thing that impresses me more, as I said earlier, is the tiny budget they've achieved what they've achieved on.
L40 is continuing.
Like, think about how little that first Mars probe of the ISRO cost in comparison to, say, Perseverance.
अभी आप अपनी
Just a little
स्क्रीन
difference
देख
there.
पा रहे हैं
First stage performance normal.
इस क्रम में अगला L40 जो कि तरल नोदक पर आधारित L40 स्टाबॉन्स हैं, उनका ज्वलन काल 153 सेकंड का होता है।
L40 engines shut off. GS2 stage engine started.
अभी अभी आपने देखा GS1 प्रथम चरण अपना सामान्य निष्पादन तथा ज्वलन काल
Somebody at ISRO's just sat playing Kerbal to keep us updated.
चुका है तथा GS2 चरण का प्रज्वलन हो
Yeah,
चुका है।
it does look a little Kerbal-y, doesn't it?
plus 3 minutes.
These are the flight parameters on your TV screens right now. We are 3 minutes after the launch.
I guess if you're on a tight budget, Kerbal's not going to be a bad way to do an animation.
Liquid filtration system is the second
They're
stage
probably
of the
better at playing Kerbal than I am, that's for sure.
powered with high thrust Vickers engine.
I've tried playing Kerbal a few times, I'm just naturally bad at it, I think.
I- I just don't have time to figure out the learning curve on it. You know, if I was to spend my time playing video games, the amount of content that we're able to put out on Total Space here would be affected by that. And I'd rather make content and share that with our audience here. It's much more rewarding for me than playing video games.
And you're using electromechanical actuators.
We've got separation now.
A major flight event has taken place just now. That is the separation of the payload.
Fairing
stage.
separation.
We are 255 seconds after the launch. The altitude currently is 123 kilometers.
The roll control of GS2 was achieved by hot gas roll control system.
ऊष्मा कवच अभी पृथक हो चुका है हमारे रॉकेट से। इसका यह मतलब है कि हमारा रॉकेट अब घने वायुमंडल से पार जा चुका है।
Second stage engine shut off.
अब GS2 को बंद कर उसे पृथक कर दिया गया है रॉकेट से। तत्पश्चात GS3 क्रायो स्टेज इंजन का प्रज्वलन हो चुका है और वह सामान्य निष्पादन कर रहा है। यह अंतिम चरण है जो हमारे उपग्रह EOS-3 को निर्दिष्ट कक्षा में स्थापित करेगा।
There is a confirmation about the start of the third stage of the flight, the GS3, the cryogenic upper stage, which is the third stage of GSLV, functions on cryogenic blocks and LH2. The stage uses India's first indigenously developed cryogenic engine, CE7.5, which operates in staged combustion cycle. CUS has the unique feature of thrust and mixture ratio control systems, which can be fine-tuned based on mission requirements. The stage uses two steering engines, each having two plane gimballing provision for pitch, yaw and roll control. After continued success, the stage was modified with a length increase to accommodate higher propellant loading for better payload capability. This re-engineered C-15 stage with 15 tons propellant loading has been flown in GSLV F11 and is flowing in the present mission and planned in future missions as well. This is the 8th time ISRO is flying indigenous cryo stage for GSLV. The nominal thrust of GS3 is 73.97 kilonewtons and the specific impulse is
Plus 7 minutes.
I think Miko might be right. They were supposed to enter their cruising stage at plus 4 minutes. That was 4 minutes ago.
It looked like their telemetry was showing a little bit off nominal. Looks like we've got some concerned expressions on people's faces. The commentary has definitely gotten a little bit quieter on their side.
Yes, Stinger should have been at T plus 4 that it entered the coast stage, but didn't do so far. That was about 5 minutes ago. They were supposed to enter its coasting stage to get to its geosynchronous orbit. I would imagine by the confused looks coming out the ISRO control center that there's a very good chance they have lost the rocket or lost communication with it at least.
It is easy to lose communication, so we'll just cross our fingers and hope they're able to get it back and that things have gone as planned. But we all know that rocket launches do not always go as planned, and even being very experienced does not give you a guarantee. Everybody has less than nominal performance from time to time.
I mean, one thing's for sure, they won't be doing the same as the Chinese National Aerospace Agency and dumping their first stage in the Indian Ocean at least.
Yeah, I think you're right, Miko. They didn't get confirmation.
Lots of worried looks coming out of ISRO. It is devastating. Very much devastating.
Hopefully they will bring us up to speed on what they know fairly soon.
क्रायोजेनिक इंजन से हमें आंकड़े प्राप्त नहीं हो रहे हैं अभी। वैज्ञानिक इसको गंभीरता से देखते हुए
Space is hard.
GSLV F10 has taken place today, and the outcome of the mission will be announced by ISRO.
Yes, Anton. It gives them an opportunity
Right now,
to
the
fix it
Mission
for next
Control
time.
Center senior scientists are in discussion regarding the performance of the flight.
Also true, Miko. Although it does seem like they're finding it a hard pill to swallow. Stinger's just posted a link. Let's take a look, see. Yeah, so the link that Stinger just posted, Spaceflight Now, say the GSLV appears to have suffered a failure during the burn of its third stage. The altitude and telemetry chase in the mission control have deviated from the flight plan. So it seems that ISRO have likely lost the rocket. And that means, unfortunately, that we won't be getting a payload deployed today.
Yeah, that's too bad. Just kind of sitting on the edges of our seats waiting for an official statement here. But sadly, I fear the worst. Once again, thank you for everybody showing up and joining us for this exciting launch. Hopefully we get an update soon with an official statement saying what exactly happened. And we can go from there. If you like or enjoy what we're doing or want to help us improve, feel free to leave us a comment or feedback. If you would like to support us, you can do so at patreon.com/totalspace. If you have a guest or someone you'd like us to interview, we have a process for that. Pretty easy to hunt down on totalspace.com.
.net.
And,
.net.
.net. Yes, .net. Listen to him. He knows more than me sometimes. Yes, Racer, we did get some good eye candy on that. Liftoff is always fun to watch and listen to.
I think without much further information from ISRO, I think there's a very good chance we're going to call it a night, guys.
It is kind of late for us, so yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up. My name's AstroRoadie. I do a lot of the editing and things around here and help the other members of the team get their content out, as well as try to tinker away on some other things for us.
And ISRO are also cutting their feed as well, so closing remarks. Thanks for joining us today, everybody. We came together today to watch the ISRO launch of EOS-03. Unfortunately, due to what's believed to be a third stage error, we lost payload. I would say keep an eye on the ISRO Twitter. They will definitely have an update before we will. If you feel like supporting the show, feel free to visit totalspace.net. There you can find links to some awesome merchandise, our Patreon page, and all the other good stuff that you expect from Total Space. That's us signing off, so once again, thank you very much for joining us tonight, guys. And See you soon.